Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Bracketeers. Um, I'll save the announcement I have um after the show, but okay, let's get right into it. Um, the winner of the actress bracket is Kate Blanchett. Um, it literally came down in the last second. It was a really close battle, but Kate Blanchett would have won with 55% of the votes. So she came out on top. But yeah, but we're going to bring up the bands bracket first. But yeah, so first up in the bands bracket, we had the Beatles versus the Killers. The Beatles easily take out the Killers with all the votes. Now, and going up against the Killers, we have Panic at the Disco versus Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers win very easily there. Which means in round three, we're going to have the Beatles versus Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And I think the Beatles are going to win this, but it's probably going to come down to a very close battle here. But next up, we've got Green Day versus NWA. And they're going up against and Green Day win a very close score here, so Green Day moves on. Next up, we've got Rush versus Foo Fighters, and Foo Fighters take it out. So Foo Fighters are going to move on to round three. Which is a upset, but so we've got Green Day versus Foo Fighters. I'm going to go Green Day on this. I really don't like the Foo Fighters. So yeah. Got Beach Boys versus Pearl Jam. Beach Boys take out Pearl Jam by just the skin of the teeth. And so Beach Boys are going to move forward. Next up, we've got Linkin Park versus Journey. Which is a tie. Is annoying, but unfortunately, in the case of a tie, the higher seed goes on, which in this case is Journey. So Journey's going to move on. Unless one person in the chat wants to change that, but because of a tie, how do I do this? Okay, I think I've stuffed it up, but okay. Apparently, in the event, if, so yeah, um, in the event of a tie, it's going to be higher seed goes on. So Journey is the highest seed. Journey moves on to next round, which means we've got um, Journey versus Beach Boys. I'm going to go Beach Boys on this. But next up, we've got Fleetwood Mac versus Blink 182. And Fleetwood Mac wins relatively easily. So Fleetwood Mac moves on. Then we've got Aerosmith versus Pink Floyd, which Aerosmith narrowly takes it out. Oh shit. This is sorry, but Aerosmith just narrowly takes it out, moves on. We've got Cream versus Nirvana, and Cream beats Nirvana pretty easily and goes on. We've got Rolling Stones versus Bee Gees. And Rolling Stone moves on. So I got Queen versus the Rolling Stones. It's a tough battle, but I'm going to go Queen on this, but anything is possible with these brackets. We've got Led Zeppelin versus Radiohead. Led Zeppelin wins. My Chemical Romance versus Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses takes out the Chemicals. So I got Led Zeppelin versus Guns N' Roses. I'm going to go Guns N' Roses just slightly over this, but The Who versus ABBA. ABBA. The Who takes out ABBA very easily. Metallica versus Weezer. Weezer beats Metallica, which means we've got The Who versus the Weezer. I'm going The Who. Weezer sucks. Eagles versus AC/DC. AC/DC beat the Eagles. That's an upset. Genesis versus Red Hot Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers beats Genesis. So, in round 3, we've got the Beatles versus Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. We've got Green Day versus Foo Fighters. Beach Boys versus Journey. Fleetwood Mac versus Aerosmith. Led Zeppelin versus Guns N' Roses. Queen versus the Rolling Stones. Who versus Weezer. AC/DC versus Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that's your matchups for for round 3. So looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now announcement time. Basically what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing a weekly update like this all the time, which at most takes between 10 to 30 minutes, mostly shorter, but depending on how quickly I go through. I am not going to do these anymore. I'm still going to do the show. I'm still going to do Bracketeers. But basically, what I'm going to do is, at the start of the tournaments, so for example, with favorite holiday movies, which is in December, on the 1st of on the 1st of December, I'll go live, do run down the bracket, and then open up voting, and I'll do all that. And then each week after that, what I'll do is I'll just do a post in the pay on in the Take 3 page and go, round 2 is ready to be voted on. This is and do a post outlining the matchups what moved on and what and whatnot. So that's what's going to happen going forward. I chose to make that change because, one, doing these videos alone when no one really always watched it live, is yeah. But yeah. So we're at the end. I'm gonna get my plugs. Join me later today when I go live with Franken with top 12 Disney villains. And we're going to go animated villains just because it's easier. So Formula Random this week is Disney animated. We've got James White up against Andrew Barr, up against Nick Carley. And no Cameron, Linkin Park is not good. But Linkin Park is also the lower ranked seed, so that is why. But yeah. And I'm going to end podcast.